Hi, this is Melanie with Red Clover Reader, and today we are talking with Michael Joffroy, the author of two children's books. And the one we're talking about today is Wex's Wacky Adventure to Keone Island. Is that right?
Keone Island. Close.
Keone Island. Hi, Michael. So thanks for joining us today. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and what got you into writing children's books?
Yes, I'd love to, Melanie. Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Joffroy. I'm an author and illustrator. I have wrote and illustrated two books so far. The first one, The Boy Who Couldn't Be Seen. The one I'm going to be talking about today, Wex's Wacky Adventure to Keone Island. So a little bit about myself. I'm an aircraft mechanic out here in Denver, Colorado, out at the airport. I love the challenges working on airplanes. I love what it brings. Of course, it is challenging, but my passion is right here, what I'm holding in my hand. It's writing, illustrating, and it's getting my word out to you guys, and it's what I love to do. I love to see my daughter's face and other people just light up when they see my illustrations and my work and my writing. So it's that's a little bit about me.
Okay.
And yeah.
Well, being a mechanic, you're probably, working with your hands. How did you discover that you are an illustrator? How did you realize that, this artistic talent was something that you wanted to share with the world?
Okay. I'd love to start with that. I've been a illustrator my whole life. So we can all thank Marvel Comics, because that's where it all started from. I started drawing Spider-Man and Silver Surfer and all that cool stuff when I was a kid. I mean, comic book collections, and I wanted to be immersed into it. So I figured, why not draw my own characters and learn to draw that way. So I literally took comic books and I was drawing a piece of paper, watching a comic book, and I learned how to draw from that.
Okay. And what about the writing side? So you write and illustrate your own stories. What's your inspiration behind coming up with these stories? And kind of diverse characters. Wex's Wacky Adventure has kind of quite a cast of characters in it.
Yeah, it's cool that you brought that up, because I have an awesome, I want to say, imagination. I like to I like to be silly, and I like to laugh. I like characters that make me laugh, and I have used those characters from probably cartoon figures, because that's kind of what I follow and what I do. I illustrate cartoons, and that comes from my comical side, and just the diverse amount of characters that come from that. I wanted to add just so many that it was hard to keep track of them all, and I've done a real good job with it, because I can't even keep track of them all right now. So I believe I took a piece of my own personality and put it in each individual character, and I made it their own character. Like, for instance, there's Fred the deer. He's always
Mm-hmm.
grumpy, and that's, I don't want to say that's usually me at work, but sometimes I get a little grumpy when I'm at work. And and Wex, the main character, is me at heart. I'm always joking around. I'm fun, outgoing. I love to hang out with people and converse. It's really just a lot of those characters that are my own person.
Okay. Well, in the story, Wex, the main character, the pug dog, ends up telling a joke that doesn't go over really well and has some unforeseen consequences for him. And he
Yes.
ends up on an island, kind of figuring out how to survive on his own, and runs into a great big lizard.
Yeah, that's something I want to go over too. So this book here, Wex's Wacky Adventure, yeah, Wex gets into trouble, spits a joke at the wrong time at his sick friend Chloe, the cats, which is unfortunate, but Wex likes to joke. His friends take it the wrong way. You got it right. They send him off. There's a couple of his friends that figured we should just get rid of Wex because he doesn't care about our friend Chloe, which they have consequences from their actions later on, which are in the next book to Wex's Wacky Adventure. But to move forward, Wex does wake up and find himself alone at sea and then stranded on an island. And this big lizard that you mentioned, Wex doesn't have any idea what a dragon is. So the only thing he can relate that to is a lizard because he's seen lizards before. So he just thinks it's a really big lizard. And yeah, so, and this big lizard, his name is Odo. So Odo gets to introduce himself and say, "I'm a dragon.
Cool.
Nice to meet you."
So, Wex, that you kind of end it with a cliffhanger. So you told me a little bit that there might be a part 2 coming up. Is that something
Yes,
in the works right now?
I'm very excited about this book coming up. Very excited. It's got a lot of artwork in it, just like the first book. Of course, as I draw, I'm actually learning from what I've drawn before, and I'm using that in my next book. So my next book might be more detailed, if you will, and it'll be the artwork might be a little bit different. The characters are going to be um, spread out again. There's going to be a whole new cast of characters mixed in with the old characters. So Wex is going to well, I'm not going to try to shoot any spoilers here. So.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. Are you, as you evolve as an author and illustrator, are you going to expand out into any other mediums as far as color?
I've thought about I've thought about digital work. I've thought about mixing paint with my pencil work. And honestly, right now it's strictly colored pencil. Um, so, I mean, I'm open to other mediums that are obviously going to try to make my illustrations easier for me because colored pencil is by far the longest and it just takes the longest to get the product that you actually want your piece of work to get done. It just takes the longest, and I mean it's one little tiny little pencil stroke, and you got this huge piece of paper, So it takes time. So I'm definitely open to new mediums, but for right now, Wex's Wacky Adventure will be straight colored pencil for now, anyway.
Okay. Can you share a little bit of the book with us right now?
I'd love to. So I'll just start it off here, and I'll probably go in a couple pages deep.
Okay.
So here at the start of the book, Wex is on the boat with his friends, and it says, once upon a time, a pug named Wex was with his friends sailing out to sea on a great adventure. Wex and his friends loved adventures. And this adventure, Wex would turn out to be one that no one would ever forget. And I love this work just because you can see all Wex's friends. You can see the boat they're on. It's got a bunch of just brilliant colors in it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, the
enough.
level of detail in those illustrations are amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I'm just hoping that that you and everyone, they enjoy all the hard work that I really put into.
Yeah, you can tell that it was a lot of work.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So the next book, as the days passed, everyone seemed to be enjoying the journey, but one day Chloe became very ill. Little did the friends know that everyone's lives were about to change. What are we going to do? Asked Feathers. We need a doctor, said Fred. Where are Wex and Buck? We need them to come here and help us come up with a plan, said Captain Clyde. Feathers ran to get Wex and Buck, and she found Buck playing a guitar and Wex dancing to the music. So this is probably one of my best, one of my favorite things about Wex. The guy loves to just dance. He loves music, and I grew up loving music. And basically, in the next book, no spoilers or anything. Wex is going to carry that music and dance with him. So you're going to see a lot of that in the next book, which is going to be super cool.
Cool.
Everybody's going to be having a good time.
Cool.
Yeah, so that'll conclude my excerpt for my book.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing with us, Michael.
You're welcome. Thanks for
Yeah, we
having
really
me.
appreciate your involvement in Red Clover Reader. And before we conclude, we'd love to see if you can share some tips or advice with our families and readers.
Okay, yeah, I'd be more than happy to. So being a father, a single father, um, I love to see my daughter in bed, asleep with a smile on her face, and with me leaving. Not not a bad thing. Just walking out, knowing that she's calm and collective, and she's gone to bed, and she's happy. That brings peace to my heart. It really does. And honestly, books are a way to create that happiness, to create that peace inside of a parent's heart. Just to sit down and read with them before they go to bed. That's what I do every night. That's what I get to see every night. I get to see my daughter's beautiful smile and both of us laughing at pictures, at the storyline, the plot, whatever you want to call it. And it creates more than just a book. It creates conversations. It creates memories. Yeah, and if you're an author, if you're an illustrator, these kids that read these books, like I said, they're creating memories. They're going to remember what they've read. They're going to remember what they've seen, and it brings peace to my heart, which it can yours as well. Just knowing that these kids are just having fun reading your work, looking at your work, just maybe waiting for the next book to see what the next one's going to be.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so the importance of sharing time with your kids, reading with them, especially before bed.
Yes.
All right, great. Thanks, Michael. We really appreciate your time this afternoon, and we can't wait to learn more about the next step in Wex's adventure and see what happens.
You guys, I really can't. It's been kind of a real hush-hush thing. I haven't even got the title because I'm like flipping through titles in my head trying to come up with the best title. And the only guys, or the only, I think I do have most of my artwork on Great Books by Mike on Facebook. So you can check that out if you want.
Okay.
And I got some artwork here that I can show you from my second book.
Sure,
too.
yeah, we'd love a sneak peek.
Yeah. So this is the sneak peek to Wex's Wacky Adventure, the conclusion. The sequel, yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is going to be a really cool book, and everyone's going to be super excited, including myself. Okay, so like I said, I have kind of learned through illustrating the first two books I've done, and I have brought them to the third book I've done. So
wow.
Yeah, that's the first 2 pages of the book.
That's really incredible, Michael. Those, I mean, that's real. You can just really see the like amazing evolution of your artwork. It kind of reminds me of I can't think of the name of the author, but the Animalia series that are kind of like a seek and find.
Oh, okay.
You should look those up. I'll share a link with you after the interview. But yeah, those are amazing. Thanks for sharing them with us, and
you're welcome.
We look forward to the next step in the adventure.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I am super excited.
Okay.
I'd be working on it right now if I had some time.
Well, thanks for sharing some of your time with us at Red Clover Reader. This has been a Red Clover Reader author interview. We're talking today with Michael Joffroy, author of Wex's Wacky Adventure. To say the name of the island for me, please.
Keone Island.
Keone Island, and check that out on the Red Clover Reader platform. And you mentioned your artwork is also available on, what's the name of that site?
It's called Great Books by Mike. It's actually on Facebook, so you can look up Great Books by Mike on Facebook. Yeah,
so check out Wex's Wacky Adventure on Red Clover Reader, and check out Great Books by Mike on Facebook. So thanks for your time this afternoon, Mike, and we'll keep in touch.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye now.